What's going on, guys? Krusty K's here from the Gold Boys Network, coming in with the MLB slate preview for September 5th. Before we hop into this one, I remind everybody you can get all these odds at FanDuel Sportsbook. But let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into this slate. So the first one we have is Houston Astros taking on Cincinnati Reds. Hunter Brown versus Rhett Lauder. I'm a big Hunter Brown guy. I think he's pitched really well this season. I like that to continue here. I mean, they're going to need length out of him in this one. If anybody wasn't paying attention, Arrighetti was chasing the first after recording, I believe, 2 outs, I think it was. Just a really bad outing from him. So I think Hunter Brown's pitching outs here are a great look. I think the Astros on the money line here are also a great look. But for this one, I'm actually going to give you guys, like I said, I'm going to give you a prop this time. So Hunter Brown over 17.5 outs. I think it's a must play. I think even an 18.5 at plus money is potentially in play. They're going to need length here out of him for sure. Our next one, the Minnesota Twins taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. Pablo Lopez versus Todd Bradley. So this pitching matchup was supposed to be today, but they pushed both guys back and opted for a bullpen game. So I'm really not sure what transpired there. But for me in this one, right back to the Nerfy like I was talking about yesterday. I like both these guys to pitch relatively well in the first inning, get us through, the 6 outs we need. I think Todd Bradley's Ks are definitely in play. This Twins team has been striking out a lot more as of late. If you want a side, I do lean the Twins simply because I can't trust the Rays lineup, but didn't love it enough to play it. So that's why I opted for the no runs in the first inning. Our next one, the Seattle Mariners taking on the Oakland Athletics. Brian Wu, and currently Oakland has yet to announce a starter. Brian Wu's really good. I'm not really sure what else to say about him. Probably their second best starter, I'd say, over the last month or so. So for me here, I like Seattle on the money line. I would wait to see who's pitching for Oakland, but I do think the Mariners on the money line is the play here. Our next one, the Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the San Francisco Giants. Merrill Kelly versus Blake Snell. I'm going to take a stab on the Diamondbacks here, plus money. Obviously Blake Snell, we all know he's been absolutely outstanding since returning from injury. One of the best pitchers in baseball. For me here, though, you get a Diamondbacks team who's crushing lefties. And we all know Snell can struggle with his command at times. This just feels like one of those spots where Snell kind of shows you the Snell that we haven't seen in a while. And I think he really struggles in this spot. Merrill Kelly hasn't been great since returning from injury, but gets a Giants team that's striking out a ton. Not hitting righties that well over the last 30 days. So it's a good spot for him, in my opinion, to pitch well. Hopefully give us 5-6 innings before they turn it over to that bullpen. Like I said, getting the Diamondbacks here at plus money. I know it's Blake Snell, but this Diamondbacks team is hot right now. And I think that Snell's going to struggle. I think we're going to see guys get on base, and they're going to take advantage. So Diamondbacks at plus money on the money line. Let's get it.
Wait, before we get back to the picks, I wanted to thank you all for watching. Friends don't let friends watch videos without hitting the like button. So go ahead and press the thumbs up button and like the video. If you're new here and not subscribed, you should go ahead and do so because we're dropping new content each and every day on the Gold Boys Network. We strive to cover every sport and give out picks and analysis and valuable information for free on the Gold Boys Network. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you can get notified when we drop something new. I'm Brad Thomas. Let's get back to the picks.
Our next one, the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the Miami Marlins. Ranger Suarez versus Adam Oller. Phillies at a minus 225 is not a desirable number, obviously. So we're going to take a stab here at a PPD. Ranger Suarez, 5 Ks in the Phillies money line. It's close to even money. Feels like a good play. Feels like a spot where Ranger can get 5 strikeouts for us. This Marlins team has been a little weird for Ks this season, pretty much all season. But against lefties in particular, they've been considerably worse. So this feels like a spot where Ranger Suarez can find success. I do think he pitches deep into this one, which ultimately, if he goes 6 innings, he can find his 5 Ks here. Do think the Phillies win this one with relative ease. Our next one, the Washington Nationals taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Jake Irvin versus Bailey Falter. So Falter was supposed to pitch yesterday, got pushed back to the next day, or supposed to pitch today, got pushed back till tomorrow. Excuse me. So for me here, I like the Nationals. I like the Nationals on the money line. Jake Irvin's a guy who I've backed a few times, guy who I've talked about numerous times. Gets a Pittsburgh team who just flat out right now not hitting well. A spot where Jake Irvin, in my opinion, can take full advantage, and I think he does. So give me the Nationals on the money line here. We don't have a price for this one yet. I imagine it's going to be close to a pick 'em with these two pitchers on the mound. That's more than fine with me. Our next one, the Colorado Rockies taking on the Atlanta Braves. Austin Gomber versus Ronaldo Lopez. Again, this is a game where I don't see a ton of value in a side. I don't see a ton of value in the total either. So I'm going to give you guys Ronaldo Lopez strikeouts. No line yet. I really don't care what it's at. I think he mows through this lineup. This Rockies team, in particular away from coolers, has been absolutely abysmal at the plate, striking out a ton. Top 5 in chase rate all season, continue to be right around there. Contact rate, bottom 10, both inside and outside the zone. It's a really good spot for Ronaldo to rack him up. You'll see his fastball here a lot, which should play really well because this team does not hit the fastball well. And then when he mixes in that slider, I mean, it's going to play just as well. Another pitch that this Rockies team does not hit well. So I don't have a line for him yet. I set him at 6.5. If he's at 6.5, really any price, truthfully, I'm comfortable with it. I would not be surprised if we see a 7.5 here, just based on the matchup. Hoping Morton doesn't go absolutely crazy in the game today, so hopefully we don't get like an inflated line for this one. But 6.5 is what I set the line at. That's what I believe it will be, and I am more than comfortable at 6.5 for Ronaldo Lopez strikeouts. Hey guys, I just want to give a quick reminder that new users can bet $5 at FanDuel on any of the bets in this video and win $150 in bonus bets if the bet wins. Now let's get back to the bets. Our next one, the Los Angeles Angels taking on the Texas Rangers. This is Jack Kachanowicz versus Cody Bradford. I mean, Texas obviously underperformed all season. This is a team that, in my opinion, kind of, I don't want to say, I mean, they've disappointed. Obviously, they haven't been healthy, so I don't want to sit here and just say, like, oh, they let everybody down at it. But they've had a lot of injuries, a lot of issues with the pitching staff. For me here, I do like them in this matchup. I think that they can get some runs here. Cody Bradford's a guy who kind of been a mixed bag this season. They have relied on him a little more than I think they intended to, but that's obviously due to the injuries. So I do like the Rangers on the money line here. It does suck that Corey Seager got hurt because I was at the big bat in this lineup, but I do think they have enough firepower to take care of business here against the Angels, who could be considerably worse than the Rangers are this season. Our next one, and the last one on this slate, the Detroit Tigers taking on the San Diego Padres. Casey Mize versus Martin Perez. So another PPD here. We're going Martin Perez, 4Ks in the Padres money line. Currently playable. I am not sure it will be playable once this drops. If it's not, I'm perfectly fine with going up to 5Ks and taking the money line that way. But basically, Martin Perez, when he got traded to the Padres, they altered his pitch mix a ton. Increased his curveball usage, exponentially. He's throwing his curveball now almost 30% of the time. And as a result, he's seeing a ton more swing and miss, a lot more Ks. And against this Detroit team, especially on the road, they are a team who I love to target for Ks. They are a strange team, so when they're home, they do Ks significantly less. But on the road, you have to target them for Ks. It's a great spot for Martin Perez to rack them up. Especially if we get a favorable umpire here, I will absolutely smash this spot. But even without one, I think Martin Perez gets the 4 or 5 Ks, whichever we need. And the Padres obviously pick up the win here against Casey Mize. That does conclude the slate. If you guys do me a favor, drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys are playing. This is back-to-back days for me, so here we go. Here we go to consistency, right? Before I hop off here, though, I'll give you guys my 3 best bets for this pretty short slate. So number 1, we're going to go with Hunter Brown over 17.5 pitching outs. Number 2, we're going to go with the Diamondbacks on the money line. And number 3, we're going to go with Ronaldo Lopez over 6.5 Ks. So those are my 3 best bets. A little unconventional from what you guys are used to. But as we get later in the season, got to find value in other places. So that's what we're going to do. As always, you can get all of my official plays at goldboys.com. If you have a gambling problem, dial 1-800-GAMBLER. Thank you, guys.